Good morning. How is everyone? Welcome to our home yoga practice. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and huh, tell you what, it's been an interesting week, and I'm excited to practice this morning. So feel free to say hello if you're here, and if you saw the intro that I wrote there. Um, Wanted to explore discomfort, and that might be like, ew, why do you want to do that? And I guess I want to lay a little bit of some ground rules before we step into it, and a little bit of context. So come on in, have a seat on your mat. Let's all get cozy and comfortable. I'm going to move my glasses out of the way. Y'all, I'm just going to give up the fight when it comes to these glasses. So this is our home yoga practice. Now, I just said I gave up the glasses, and I see somebody wrote something, and all I see is blur, blur, blur. Dive, good morning, Dive. And that's all right. And that's a level of discomfort. Why don't I use that as an example? Like, oh, can I be uncomfortable with showing something that I don't know, showing that I can't see, showing that I didn't time that perfectly, and be okay with it? All right, that was a little smidge. So, welcome to our home yoga practice live. This is intended to be a practice of not only like rolling out your mat at home and figuring out what to do. That's its own level of discomfort, isn't it? Right? Rolling out our mat at home and kind of figuring out, like, oh, how should I move? What should I, feel? How much time do I have? Am I doing it right? But as I've been saying for a year now, if we don't step into our mat on our own, it will never be our practice. It will always be a practice that is either to please someone else or meet someone else's expectations, where we're letting someone else uh, uh, establish for us all of the shoulds and the correct authenticity. Then that isn't our authentic space. All right. I am in no way saying don't have a teacher. I'm not in any way saying don't read texts and sacred texts and books. I'm not in any way saying that. I'm saying that as a part of your practice, if we don't lay down our mat and sit with ourselves and our thoughts and our bodies, we'll never actually practice our connection. Yoga, creating a connection. All right, so we are going to move today. I know you guys didn't come here just to hear me talk, and maybe you've already started to move. Hopefully you're here live, or you're checking us out on demand a little bit later. So, discomfort and growth in discomfort. All right, I am a pain aversive, fear aversive, discomfort aversive human being. I will avoid it. I'll hide from it. I'll run from it. I have massive skills in that department. But, recently I just gave a presentation on talking about race. And talking about race is like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. And, we're trying to stamp out or eradicate, neutralize racism, not stamp out talking about race, right? So we have to step into a level of discomfort as we learn how to talk comfortably with one another. It doesn't just go presto changeo, right? Just like we don't presto changeo have a headstand, just like we don't presto changeo, have an arm balance or, a forward fold where we feel like, oh, the whole upper body is flush with the bottom body. And there's probably a lot that we have to work through and feel and get a level of comfortability with in all of those spaces. The headstand, the arm balance, the forward fold, right? Some of us might even be envisioning it or think about a split and go, maybe something in your body is going, whoa, that doesn't even look comfortable, right? So now even the idea doesn't sound comfortable. And we've created this barrier that says no. And what I want to explore today is, how do we make our relationship with discomfort something that we invite as an opportunity to grow, not to perfect, not to get right, but to say, I'm going to grow in this discomfort. I'm going to get to know a little bit more about it. Maybe get playful with my discomfort, right? That's where I am in my life now. I haven't gotten rid of my discomfort, but I'm more playful and curious about it instead of angry and running away from it. All right. So, welcome once again. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and everything I have to say today is purely a suggestion. All I am doing is sharing my practice with you. Hopefully, you'll share your practice with me as it is unfolding and growing. Share it in the chat. Send me an email, belinda@justbeyoga.com. Share it with others. That's a great way to share your practice. You don't have to reflect it back to me. So we're going to move a little bit. And what I'd like us all to step into as we start to move, ask yourself permission. Every time that, I'm saying maybe reach this or maybe put the left hand here, ask yourself permission first. Hey, arm, do you want to go there? How is it feeling to support my weight here? And if the body says absolutely no, we're not here to play dominatrix on our body. We want to have full consent. But we have to also be willing to say, yes, that's a little uncomfortable or different, and I'm willing to learn about it. And maybe you can't hold it for very long, but you will have stepped a few steps into that growth of getting to know, yep, that's that flavor of discomfort. Yep, that's what that growth of growing a little bit more stability felt like. All right, that's all. That's all. Okay, everybody. Why don't we start today in child's pose? So I'm going to invite us to come to our hands and knees. Maybe put a blanket down underneath of your knees. If you're already coming to hands and knees, remember, did you ask your hands, your knees, your legs, can we do this? May I have permission to do this? How does this feel? Just start to create that as a language and even feel inside of yourself if there's something uncomfortable about that and explore that. Why is that uncomfortable? Yes, it's uncomfortable to talk to myself in that way. Am I self-conscious? How did I just get to grow right then in acknowledging that feels weird, that feels different. So I've asked my legs, hey, can I put my weight on you in this way? My right knee is saying, I don't know how long. Starting to feel just a little tingly. Oh, my arms are saying, yep, we can do this. And my back, my mid-back, is expressing, hey, it's a little stiff. So there is a discomfort there. And I get to acknowledge it. It doesn't mean I can't sit with it. It's just saying I'm sitting with this level of stiffness. And I'm asking it what it needs. And so it is asking to move. I'm just rocking a little side to side. So maybe do your own scan right now through your body. What feels uncomfortable? Where is the discomfort? What is it telling you? Can you give it what it needs? Does it need you to take some weight off of it? Shift your position? And how did that help you grow personally? Learning your boundaries, how to have a respectful conversation with yourself, acceptance of things that don't quite feel good. Because you know what? We're in a human body and it breaks down. All right, so I'm going to ask my arms if I can reach them a little further forward. My hand said fine, my wrist said fine. Oh, my shoulder sockets on both sides said, hey, slow your roll. And as I slow the roll, so I backed it up a little bit. I didn't go for such an extreme stretch, and now it feels good, and I can feel the area kind of easing into the stretch. So I feel like I've gotten to let myself teach myself a little bit about patience and the time that my body needs to acclimate to a position. Doesn't mean absolutely no. It's just saying, hey, give me a little more time. I'm going to breathe in and come forward to hands and knees and feel my weight shifting forward into those arms. And then exhale, shifting it back. And I'm just going to start to go back and forth, asking the arms permission every time I shift forward, recognizing that each time is a new time. Asking the hips and knees every time I shift back. Is this okay? What's uncomfortable? I'm going to lean a little further forward because my arms are feeling strong. They're saying a whole bunch of yeah. I'm also checking in that middle of my back area, that upper back area, and it is already saying yes. I just needed some fluid movement. Lubricate the joints. Good. Now I'm going to come forward, tuck the toes and straighten the legs. And now I'm in this extended plank. Check in with the mind. Where are the thoughts going on in our mind? So is the mind going, oh, heck, how long? Oh, my goodness, you broke like all the yoga rules. You're not supposed to do plank first off. And that's a discomfort, right? A discomfort with a patterning that maybe we feel is wrong or we're having a judgment. And how does it feel to sit with and look at? That's my mind being judgmental. And judgmental makes me feel uncomfortable. And then I get to grow and realize, hey, nobody sets any yoga rules. I'm here to connect with my body today in this breath. Now what's already starting to fatigue, right? Maybe you need to bring those knees down because maybe the core and the belly, the arms or the back. But scan through what is expressing its discomfort. What is the discomfort being expressed? How are you treating yourself? What are we learning, aka growing? And I'm going to lift the hips up, drop the head down, down dog. Let's make a sound out loud. Breathe in. Let's do that a few more times and notice. What's uncomfortable? Are we in a mental self-conscious space that feels uncomfortable? Are we in a physical space, somewhere in the physical body or multiple places that are feeling discomfort? Scan it, get to know it, hear its needs, and then abide by the needs, or if you can stay and just inquire, do you feel safe? Discomfort doesn't mean unsafe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the left knee down. Lift the right leg up. Reach the left arm forward. All right. Ask that right hand and that left leg, can it support you? What's uncomfortable? There's a part of my right palm that feels like it's getting a little numb. Doesn't mean that it's uncomfortable. It's just, okay, I'm recognizing that sensation. I'm going to listen to it. I'm feeling a level of work that's starting to come in the belly and holding the leg. It doesn't mean I have to let it go. It's just hearing the physical body and hearing the mind say, oh, this is getting real now. Now I'm going to take my left arm out to the side, right leg out to the side. Breathe. Whoa, we've a one-upped a whole bunch of maybe some discomfort physically, mentally. Check in. How many breaths can you take? And then ease your way back to this neutral space. We're all going to have a different timing. And bring the left hand down, right knee down. Child's pose. Sink back in the hips. Puma has joined me today. And maybe as energy is releasing, we're getting to understand some of the discomfort we were just in because we can feel it releasing, right? Sometimes while it's going on, we don't know what's going on because it's so big, it's so loud. Feel the breath. And I'm going to come up to hands and knees again. Tuck the toes, lift the hips down dog. Puma's probably going to try to jump up on me, I think. Let's make a sound. Inhale and exhale. Ha. Inhale. Exhale. Ha. Make a sound growing through our discomfort in expression. Ha. I'm going to bring the right knee down, lift the left leg up behind us and reach the right arm forward. Ask that left arm, how is it feeling? Can it support me? Upper arm, elbow, forearm. Left leg back behind me. Can it hold itself? Ooh. Can I wait for an edge of new discomfort? Or do I only like to hold poses while they feel AKA good? What does it feel like as you're approaching a little bit more time and our sensations change, our awareness changes, the level of exhaustion changes? How does the mind start to talk differently? I'm going to take this right arm out, left leg out. What? Breathe, laugh. New level of sensation. Call it discomfort. Ha. Left leg back, right arm forward, because that's what I needed right then. I am also greatly distracted by my feline friend. I'm going to bring the left knee down, right hand down, and find child's pose. Ha. What did I learn about what really holds me together around my ribs, around my waist? What did I learn in the discomfort of holding up those limbs? Did I learn just how heavy they were? How did I grow? What did I learn about my capacity and the possibilities of energy and strength? And let's lengthen the arms out in front. Come forward to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Make your sounds. Breathe in and out. All right, let's see if we can continue here. Shifting forward to plank. What's changing? Hear your breath. Meet yourself where you are. Maybe those knees are down. Maybe you take a break and then come back into it. You are feeling out your discomfort and growing inside of it, not beating yourself up. Hips up, head down, down dog, deep breath. Ha! What are we learning about how that sound that comes out of us that maybe we feel a little odd about? How is it helping us grow in this moment to use our voice, to use our breath energy? Bring the left knee down, right leg up, left arm forward, breathe. Left arm out to the side, right leg out to the side, breathe. Take it back forward when you're ready. And let's just switch. Left leg back, right arm forward, breath. Right arm out to the side, left leg out to the side, breathe. Now we know what's coming. So are we already backing away from the edges that we could approach? Start to notice, am I being afraid? Am I shortchanging myself an opportunity to feel this differently? And lengthen. And bring the left knee down, right hand down, down dog. So I'm going to push down through the arms, lift up through the hips, let the head go. Lightly bend the knees, walk the hands back to the feet, ragdoll. Let the upper body go. Feel the legs supporting you. And round the spine up, curl the spine up, lifting the head last. Let's breathe in and reach up. Good. Exhale, take it forward, walking it back forward to plank. Maybe put those knees down. Say yes to yourself, be respectful, be safe, and lower yourself down. Breathe in, lift the chest, cobra. Hello, Puma. Keep your hips down. And tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. I'm going to bring the left knee down. Step the right foot up, step the left foot up. Roll the spine up. Breathe in and reach. We're going to stay in continual movement now. Exhale, forward fold. Stay as soft in the body as you can in your mind. Half flat back, palms down, stepping one leg back, bringing the knee down. Step the other leg back, bring the knee down. Find whatever plank works for you. Breath in, elbows pinned against the ribs as you lower down. Breathing in, cobra, keep the hips down. How are you lifting? Are you lifting? Are you already forward into another moment? Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. I call those drive-by moments in our yoga where we're already ahead in a sequence instead of being in the moment and really feeling it. Pressing the heels down. Pulling the hips up. Listen to your calves, your neck, your shoulders. What are you learning about how you carry tension? How is that discomfort showing you how you can alleviate it a little bit on your own? Or how you can use that to grow, stretch, strengthen. Look forward, bring the right knee down, step the left foot up. Step the right foot up. Feel both legs supporting you. Roll the spine up. Feel the spine stretching. Feel the chest rising. Breathing and reaching. Feeling the sides and the waist stretching. Forward fold. Let go. Try to stay soft. Half flat back. Palms down, stepping one leg back, bringing the knee down, stepping the other leg back, bringing a knee down, or find your full plank. Breath in, exhale, lowering yourselves down. Feel this journey, everything that's uncomfortable and weird about it, especially in the mind. Breathe in and lift, feeling the curving, the lifting, the stretching. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Looking forward. Step both feet up. Maybe bringing a knee down first. Feet together if you can. Half flat back. Pull the spine up nice and flat. What's uncomfortable in the backs of the legs? In our balance? What are we learning about our weight bearing? And forward fold. Maybe pull it in a little bit more. You can feel your backs of the legs. How about the neck? And then round the spine up to standing. Feel this journey. Inhale. What does a peacefulness feel like inside of ourselves, even in spaces of discomfort? Exhale, forward fold, release. Half flat back, breath in. Feel those legs supporting you, calf muscles, shoulders away from the ears. Be here on purpose. Hands down, stepping back to your version of plank, holding, breathing. Feel what the legs are doing. Feel what the arms are doing. Can you have balanced level of work in your body? How about balanced level of work in your mind? Make sure this isn't punitive. You're here to explore, connect, empower. Lower down to your belly. Breath in, lifting the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Looking forward. Let's step both feet up. Feel the feet coming together. Half flat back. Forward fold. Now, how does the whole body feel? Is it warming up? Breathing in, reaching maybe into a back bend. Exhale, forward fold, feeling continual movement in the body. Half flat back, finding lengthen the spine, strengthen the legs. Palms down, stepping to plank. We've been here before. Bring the left knee down. Lift the right leg up. Twist that hip open. Good. If you feel comfortable, bring the right hand to the hip. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe lift that right arm up. If you're wobbling, that is a state of discomfort. What are you learning about it? How do you soften around it? Are you wobbling because you're trying to make it something that your body can't accommodate? So could you be a little lower? Could you have both hands down? How do you find your balance, your authentic expression in this space? How do you put some energy and effort into growing and learning? I'm going to bring the right hand down, right knee down, down dog. Lift the hips, drop the head down. Breathe in, breathe out. Everybody be honest right now. Do you need to take a break? Are you getting so dysregulated or so kind of frantic trying to keep up with something that you're not actually able to detect, to feel, to notice? Right? Notice the difference between trying to keep up, trying to assimilate into something versus really exploring and experiencing. I'm going to bring the right knee down, lifting the left leg. I feel my body heating. I'm going to twist that hip open, whatever that means to us. What is that hip saying? Is it uncomfortable? Am I already like, oh my goodness, because I just did this on the other side. I now have a preconceived notion of, oh, this sideways version. Don't know if I have the balance. Notice, is your mind already jumping to a space of discomfort and we haven't even tried? Be here, not in a past moment, not in a future moment. Maybe your left hand on your hip, maybe reaching that arm up. What? Maybe look up, breathe. How am I growing? About possibility, about taking it easy, as well as the strength in my waist, my side, my arms. My willingness to wobble and be imperfect. I'm going to bring the left hand down, left knee down, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Make a sound, pressing the heels back, tilting the tailbone up, breathe in, breathe in, check in, are you in your left arm more than your right? Are you in your right arm more than your left? Can you feel your sides and your waist helping lift you, or are you just dumping everything down in the arms? What is uncomfortable? What are we growing in strength, in actual strength, in flexibility of flesh? What are we growing in perspective and understanding? Good, let's look forward and travel the feet up in between the hands. Half flat back, forward fold. Do this. Do this. Legs are stable, upper body releasing. Where's the weight? In the front of your feet, the backs of your heels? If you shift some of it, what changes in a new level of discomfort or unfamiliarity? What is your mind doing? How is your breath responding? What is the softest, kindest way you can be inside of yourself right now? I'm going to bend my knees, pull the butt back, lift the chest up, chair. Maybe make that sound. Maybe close your eyes. Try new levels of unfamiliarity on purpose. This is a practice space, so let's practice. I'm going to bring my hands behind the back, open the chest. Maybe you're holding a strap if the hands don't come together. How do you feel if your body doesn't do something that someone else's body does? That's a level of discomfort that we get to confront. look at and try to remember our kindest, most loving being. I'm going to stand in the legs, hips forward, offer the heart. Now we're all going to have a different amount that this chest is going to yield. Let's treat this heart with love and kindness. Don't rip it apart when you're trying to open your heart. Breathe. And come forward. Make that sound. Pay attention. Is there one body area, two body areas, a couple that are starting to really talk? Are you listening? What could you do to alleviate it and stay? So you could stay forward folded, maybe let the arms go. Maybe you relax the arms, keeping them together, but bringing them onto your back. You feeling out the options for you to stay dedicated, devoted, and in a space of discomfort, but it isn't unsafe. Releasing the arms, half flat back. I'm going to bring my left leg back and stay on the left toes. And make my way up for crescent. Staying on the toes, left heel is up, sitting upright. Now we're all going to have different muscle sets, different areas of the body that are going, what is going on? And other areas that are like, hey, let's get in it, right? So my left upper thigh is saying, yummy, give me some. My low back is saying, think about it. So I want, I've got one area of the body is like, yeah, charge ahead. The other area of the body is like, you better think about this. So I'm trying to find that respect. And I'm growing, right? My mind is growing to say, hey, can I give my back what it needs right now? It isn't saying stop. It's saying, hey, slow your roll. And just because I like something and it's yummy doesn't mean I get to dive in and binge all over it, right? And it's like, okay, my desires maybe moderate, right? In yoga, there's a term called brahmacharya. Oftentimes it's referred to or translated as celibacy, but it also just means moderation, withholding. We don't like that, right? We want what we want when we want it. Cookie, give it to me. All right, now what has changed? All right, now that left upper thigh is like, well, I thought I liked it, but now it's really getting to be a deep burn. And I'm like, oh, no, you said you wanted it. No, I'm actually trying to be kind. Maybe you need your left knee down. Maybe you've already come out. I'm asking this right leg, can it help the left leg? And I'm feeling them work together. Quieting my mind, lifting the upper body, and bring the hands down. I'm going to bring this left knee down, left hand down to the floor, twist. Woo, did we get some fire? I got a little bit of fire. And I learned that I can feel the heat and not quit. I learned that I can start to enjoy and respect the heat that I can generate, the strength and the poise and my balance. My balance doesn't look like other people's. Your balance doesn't look like mine. We don't want it to. Both hands down. I'm going to tuck the back toes. I'm going to ask this left leg, can you come up? I feel it releasing. Half flat back. Forward fold. Let's try to find, say, 5 to 8 breaths here. Feel what's changing across your muscle tissues. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Dibe, I love what you shared. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see about a few more breaths. What has changed? What's become more yummy? What's starting to be like, I don't know how much longer I can really hold this.
What is it that can't hold? Is it a certain set of muscles that's like, I can't stretch anymore? If we do, we're actually going to rip something. Is there a part that's just saying, you know what, I'm tired of being in this posture and I'm kind of bored? Maybe something is saying, hey, I don't know if I can breathe really well. So check it in. Am I safe? Am I breathing? Usually that's an affirmative. So can I stay? Because I am getting breath. Or is it just that there's a level of discomfort in this compressed breathing? Doesn't mean I'm not breathing, doesn't mean I can't breathe. It just means I don't like the way it feels right now. I'm going to bend the knees, pull the butt back, lift the chest chair. Ooh. So the lungs are saying, hey, yeah, feels a lot better. Legs are like, oh, shoot. But that's okay. It's like, hey, legs, you've been carrying me. That's what you're built for. I appreciate you. I thank you. I'm going to reach my arms out. I'm going to bring the right under, left over for a bear hug. Tailbone under, tucking the chin down. I'm going to stand in the legs, feel that state of change, feel discomfort easing out of it. Not just feeling it amplifying, feel it dissipating. And offer to lift the waist. Can I access my mid-waist? Can that be the area that's lifting? Not the shoulder joints. How does it feel to do this? Where are you in each leg? Are you in your left leg? Are you in your right leg? What does it mean to be in my leg? Can you feel yourself pushing it into the earth? Or is it just kind of hanging out there? What's changing? All right, so my low back just said, oh, okay, we'll give in. Woo! Breathe. Whenever you've got to come out, come out. Whenever it feels unsafe. And bringing ourselves up. Ooh, forward, forward. I'm going to keep those arms here and feel the change. What's different? In the upper back, the mid back. In my mind, in my breath. What have I learned about how I fight against myself? What have I learned and grown about my awareness of where I am in my body? What have I learned about growth itself? I'm going to release those arms, stepping the right foot back, feeling some length, some space in these legs, especially if we don't take big, long strides like this when we're walking, right? If you go for a daily walk or so, maybe check in, like, how often do I give myself the full length of my stride? That's what I feel in Crescent. I feel like I am opening myself to the capacity of my stride and my step and being stable in it, strong in it, and still lengthened into it. And maybe this is unfamiliar in your body, and your body's like, whoa, back it up. And maybe that means here. Maybe it's here. Right? Did you overextend yourself? Did you take yourself from discomfort into punishment? I often say, are you practicing yoga or are you punishing yourself? Now, interestingly, my low back on this side isn't really saying much. But my toes in my right foot are like, seriously, you're smashing me. And I'm like, okay, what does smash feel like? Can I feel all of those toes? What am I learning about how each toe is supporting me? And I just shifted my weight in the foot because I was putting too much pressure on one toe. Now, all of the toes get to take it in. Am I straightening that back leg? What am I learning about regions that stretch, regions that lengthen? How about the belly and the breath? What's the mind doing? I'm going to bring the hands down, bring the knee down, feel the releasing. because the releasing, the dissipation is another state of change. It's its own state of discomfort and sensual awareness. Now I'm going to bring this right hand down and revolve, stamping the left foot down, feeling spaces of resistance or non-moving in the body. And sometimes we tell ourselves, I'm feeling nothing there. When you're feeling non-moving, I ask you to maybe probe that a little bit more. Is nothing really going on? You're in your body, you're alive, and your nervous system is awake. So is there actually nothing, or are we just incapable of connecting to it, to feel it with awareness? And oftentimes, just that nudge makes us notice something in a zone that we previously said nothing. I'm feeling nothing and nothing is going on. I'm going to bring the left hand down, step that left knee back, sink it back to child's pose. All right, I'm going to roll it up so I'm sitting back on my heels. And let's all take a moment. If you're journaling your practice, maybe it's a good time to journal right now. Maybe just 2 or 3 moments of discomfort and how it became a little bit more enlightened for you about, oh, this is what I do when I feel heat. This is what happens when my mind asserts a no. Here's where my fear came in and made my body shake. But when I noticed it, it transformed a little bit. How did I grow when I felt a stretch point in a set of muscles mentally? How did I grow mentally as well as physically? How did I grow in my breath when I was uncomfortable? Even if it's just letting myself learn, I really hold my breath here, or, oh, I take a great bigger breath here, or here's when I get afraid that I can't take a breath. And when I feel restricted in my breath, what it does to my mind. This building, this connecting, this growing of self-awareness is the yoga journey. All right, so we're going to do something else uncomfortable, hopefully. A little bit of discomfort. Remember, I said I like to bring my playfulness into my discomfort. Okay, so I'm going to come all the way to the back of my mat. I'm glad that my feline friend has decided that she is not with me right now. If you have little people around you, they might really enjoy coming to join and say, what are we doing? Yeah, it's like that yoga lady on the screen there. Says, okay, we're going to step into a space of, you don't know what's about to happen. See if you can just go with it and then just notice how you feel. All right. So I'm back here in this little bit of a kneeling squat. I'm going to bring my head down and roll. Whoa. How do I feel? What was uncomfortable? What just happened? Did I feel my spine? Did I feel my neck? Did I feel my fear? All right. Now that might not be safe for everybody, depending on what you have historically in your neck and in your shoulders. Hopefully in your home space, you're comfortable and feel safe. Yeah, there's another do-over. All right, so I'm going to bring my hands down, bring my head down, tuck the chin in, and roll. What did I learn and feel differently there? I got to feel my body weight really kind of go ka-thunk there. I had a little bit more energy and zest into it that time too, because I'm like, yeah, I want to do the kid thing. All right, so now this time I'm going to do it. I want to see if I can slow my roll. Okay, so I'm just going to see. It might not be possible. There is such a thing as gravity. I'm going to bring the head down. I slowed it on the end point. When I come to a space of sitting. Good morning. Hey, Roxy.
All right. So Dime had shared, my mind is willing, and at times my body is not. I listen and give myself permission to take it slow, try it at my own pace, and breathe. Love it. Exactly. That is that self awareness, that connection that yoga gets to give us. And maybe you step to yourself after you've given yourself some time, some familiarity. The body has gotten loosened up, warmed up. Maybe it will explore a new level of growth, right? A new level of lengthening a muscle that hasn't been lengthened in that way. A new level of strengthening a muscle set that hasn't been strengthened in that way ever before. Maybe it causes us to have to connect two parts of the body that we weren't really familiar with using in the first place. Right? If you think about it on the day to day of humankind in the 21st century, we limit ourselves to this movement. Yeah, I'm calling us all out, right? This movement, we definitely do the sit movement. And I mean it, right? We keep our back like this, we lean on stuff, blah, blah, blah. And those are about the basic movements. Maybe some of us are reaching for stuff in a cabinet, but right, as far as our full range of twisting, how much of that do we do? How often actually are we asking the human body, your human body, for this range of movement, much less all that topsy-turvy rolling around that we just did? All right, let's go to sitting. I'm going to find a comfortable way of sitting cross-legged, okay? Now, it was unwise of me to get cross-legged first. I'm going to uncross. If you have some yoga blocks, go ahead and get two if you have two, okay? If you don't have any, don't just get one. So there's that. We need two. All right, but if you have two, go ahead and get two. If you have two books of the same size, this is where I wish for the olden days and we could have two great big yellow pages, just big yellow pages. I don't mean those itty bitty ones toward the end of the time of yellow pages. I mean the real book. But we're going to have our blocks right here. Again, if you don't have any blocks, don't worry about it. It'll just be a little less fun. All right, so I said, stepping into discomfort as a space of growth. And growth is oftentimes embracing possibility as well as surrender, all right? The somersault, that was a surrender, right? We just faith. Whew, that's hard, right? And that's uncomfortable. Control freak right here, like, what? You want me to have trust in something that I'm not in control of? Nah, move out the way. I got this, right? And so being on the mat and just rolling with it, just practicing rolling with it, that I'm not in control. There is such a thing as gravity. Well, this one, we're going to work on a little bit less of the surrender and more of what's possible. Just what's possible. All right. And I'm going to grow in it. All right, so I've got the blocks right here. I'm in a cross-legged position. You could just be crisscross applesauce. I'm kind of cheating here. Makes it a little bit easier in the lotus. I'm going to put my hands down, and I'm going to lift. And I'm going to breathe and laugh out loud. Maybe swing. Laugh out loud. What is uncomfortable? All right, now you might say, well, Belinda, you had those blocks. So, all right. So for those who don't have blocks, you can just bring your hands down and maybe, I'll do it with crisscross. Maybe you keep the feet down and lift the butt. Here, I'll turn sideways. Right? Got the feet down, lift the butt and breathe. What is the discomfort? What's growing? Maybe you're like, I don't know, shut up. Are we done? You could be done. Breathe. Curiosity, fun, humor, play, bring it down. All right, so I'm going to find my lotus again. I'm going to dispense with my blocks. Maybe some of you are like, oh, heck no, I'm going to put my blocks right here. All right, so I'm going to have my hands here. I'm going to smile and lift and feel the level of working. Ooh, feel it, Breathe it, learn from it, maybe find a space of ease. What? And lower it down. Let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Send some gratitude to yourself for wanting to spend some time to feel yourself with authenticity. Feeling solidity, feeling effort, feeling all that's uncomfortable in it and what feels good. And that stepping into that level of feeling helps us grow. Helps us grow as people who are compassionate, who are authentic and truthful. You know, truth isn't always fun and it isn't always happy, right? All of us have had a moment where we've had to tell somebody something that doesn't feel good. Truth doesn't mean yippee-ki-yo, right? Truth can have its own discomfort, but we can also grow. And I think that we all want to grow. Who wants to be in life and just wait for the end game and check out, right? Let's grow while we're here. All right, I'm going to undo my legs, unless anybody wants another Tolasana. I hope that it was fun. Okay, maybe it wasn't all that much fun. I hope it was fun. I'm going to lengthen my legs out, legs together. Look at the feet, look at the legs, maybe look at your skin. Maybe look at something about your body or different body parts that you don't usually like to say anything nice about. You usually have something bad that pops into your head. And just look at it and say, it's a part of me. And I love me. And I am enough. Thank you, legs, feet, for holding me and carrying me this far. And maybe just give yourself a moment. You could always touch your heart again, touch your belly again. Bring that intention, mean it. Don't just do it in a superficial way. And we'll breathe in and lift up, exhale, come on forward. Now, some of you might want to use a strap. So I can take the strap, bring it to the bottoms of my feet, sitting upright, and I'm going to pull, elbows flaring out to the side. Now the body's going to give us the stop point. So feel yourself really intending the chest forward, not down, chest forward. And then the backs of the legs down. And notice the breath. Can you carry as much ease and comfort into your breath as you can? Feel the stop point in the body. Check in. Is it safe? And now check in on the nuance and the gradients of sensation, aka discomfort. But you know what? Some discomfort turns into like that good stretch. How many times have we said that? Yeah, I've got an ache in there, but it's a good ache. That means you have come to get to know the nuance of sensation. Here we're inviting ourselves to wait long enough, to be present long enough, to be dedicated long enough to feel a new layer, feel something change. Feel something change physically somewhere. Feel something change in our mind and our perspective and our desire. Soften in. Exploring new length, new possibility in your being. I'm going to release and roll the spine up. Good. I'm going to lay myself down here onto my elbows. I'm going to thrust, arching the chest up and let the head just fall back. My head isn't touching the floor. Nope. I'm just arcing the chest upward, tilting the tailbone up, feeling the low back. My low back is a little achy, so I'm going to back off of that edge. I'm not going to exert so much force in it. And feel the muscles wrapped around the mid-waist.
lifting me, supporting me. Try not to dig so much into the elbows, asking the middle of me to lift and rise and feel what's uncomfortable, what's unfamiliar. Where is it taking our mind, right? Oftentimes when I'm in postures like this, my awareness goes to the front of my belly, front of my chest. I do have to check in on my safety. Like, do I feel safe, right? Sometimes it's a little too vulnerable, a little too unguarded. And that's all right. I can come out of that. I have some power here. And I'm not trying to disempower myself. I just want to be open and honest. And I also now have, that self-consciousness. Oh, it's my belly. Do I like my belly? I don't know. I don't have a, you know, magazine cover belly. What does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I can sit and just say, oh, this is my belly. And it holds my guts, my innards. It's carrying me. It is worthy of love. And I can grow in a little bit of acceptance of its physicality. I can feel it being strong. I can feel it being revealing. My back has had enough. The back muscles were starting to really start to scream. So now I'm going to lower myself down easy. Allow time for that dissipation. Without using the arms, I'm going to invite the knees into the belly. Without using the arms, drop both knees over to the right, trying to keep the inner thighs together, and then lifting up and over to the other side. So pressing the back to the floor, inner thighs together, going side to side, spinal twist. And then notice, what's the level of muscular exertion and efforting that's going on? Feeling muscles engage and grip. Are different areas of the body starting to tense, trying to take on that work? Could I let the work just be in the middle of me and just feel it? And tell the arms they could have the day off. Tell the neck it can have the day off. What's growing? Are you feeling different muscles in your core starting to talk? They're growing. They might be complaining, but they're growing. And the calmness center, send the heels up, reach the arms up, keep the shoulder blades on the mat. Now lift the chin and the chest and lower. Lift the chin and the chest. Don't tuck the chin in. And lower. And lift. Press your back into the floor. What? And lower, right? That may have amped up some of that discomfort. And lift and lower. Maybe you do want to do another lift, but you want to take your time now. You know that you have some juice, some energy to give yourself, but you just can't do that pace. Cool. Listen to yourself. Be here for yourself. Feel yourself using some strength, exerting some will for yourself in the way that you can. Grow in learning your capacity, your possibility, your devotions. I'm still here. I just need to be able to do it at this pacing. And lower that down. I'm going to bring the knees in, forehead up to the knees. And lower. I'm going to bring the feet down, rest the arms, lift the hips, bridge. All right, so now I'm holding here. Feet could be about 4 or 5 inches apart. Lift the chin a little. Check in. Are you pushing evenly through the left foot, the right foot? What is going on? Soften between the shoulders. And let us see. Where is the duration that we can devote to and apply ourselves to in this pose? and observe all that's going on here, right? Because this bridge is totally different than when you first started and had only held it for 5 seconds. What are you needing to change? Maybe untense something. What do you have to do as you're growing into a little bit more duration? What's changing in terms of discomfort? What's amplifying and what's dissipating? Feel your breath. Take your breath with you. Maybe surprise yourself. Maybe you would have already come down. Check in. What are you using in your feet? Are you digging only in one area of the foot? If you transferred the weight somewhere in a different spot of the foot, would that access using different muscles in your thighs? Giving a break to certain muscles? Can you unclench your butt? If you've already had to come down, it's fine. Try to soften the neck. Soften the areas that don't need to be doing anything. And maybe you didn't know, and you've just learned, like, oh, my arms were tensing. I didn't need that. Then you've just grown. I'm hitting my mark. I'm going to lower the low back down. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and let the inner thighs fall open. Ooh. Feel the dissipation. Feel the breath. Feel the heart beating. I definitely feel the mental space dissipating, not only because my mind is constantly talking to talk to you guys, but the mind was getting loud because the muscles were getting loud. So I get to feel the mind kind of go, oh, right? Like when the orchestra comes to a rest and the sound, the silence starts to fill the void. Feeling the silence and the stillness fill the void. And be with it. Let's be with the silence and the stillness. And notice when discomfort starts to grow in the silence and the stillness. I'll invite us to bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Be present with your own flesh. Be present with your own breath. Be present with how you feel about being present. And let's all gradually bring ourselves upright to a seated space. Maybe sit on a block or a pillow. I think I want to sit on a block. Sitting on a block can alleviate pressure on the hips, maybe be a little easier on the spine and the back. And sit with what is, your entirety of being. Santosha, contentment, or enough. Acceptance. Not as a concession, but as love. And hands to the heart center. If you wish to join, how about a single Om together? Deep breath in. Namaste. All that is inside of me, finding acceptance and love of, all of my good traits, my not so awesome traits. It's hopefully seeing that same space of acceptance in you. And that when I'm in that space in me and you're in that space in you, we are one, recognizing that we're all in this journey. None of us gets out of this journey without discomfort. And hopefully we can help one another in growing. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this has been our home yoga practice today, stepping into discomfort in order to grow. It's been fun for me. It's been amazing to be able to see some friends here and to share in practice. I don't know how she always knows, but right after the Om, she is like, okay, I've been quiet this whole time. For those of you who don't know, this is my friend Karma. Yes, her name is Karma, the yoga lady with the Karma dog. All right, Karma, out. Thank you all so very much. Good to see you, Dibe. Thank you so much. Hi, Deborah. Wonderful to have you. Good to see you too, Roxy and Elizabeth. Did anybody do the somersault? Come on, let me know. Come on. I want to know. Did anybody do it? Did you have fun with it? Or were you like, you go ahead and do that, Belinda? And as always, if I really keep the door open, I want to hear suggestions. I want to hear things that you want to work on, right? You all can offer all kinds of suggestions. Here's what I want to work on in my practice. Boom. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow. Because I'm not here dictating from on high. I'm here sharing whatever is coming to me as far as what I feel I need to work on today. And then I'm finding the vulnerability and authenticity to share it. But let's make it a two-way street. So I'm not seeing anybody say that they did that somersault. And also, I'm very open to hearing some suggestions on things for us to work on in the coming sessions. My somersaults. Okay, Deborah, thank you. That was very authentic of you. You know what? I didn't really do all of this playful stuff as a kid. I was a pretty uptight kid. I came up in the era of, be seen and not heard, and some of that stuff would have been seen as too silly. So I've been enjoying letting my inner child out on my mat as a much older person. Dibe, I also really wanted to thank you for, stepping out there with that bravery to share about the mind being willing and the body not. As our body changes, whether it's due to age, whether it's due to injury, whether it's due to illness,
it really requires us to reestablish our relationship with our body, not command the body to bend to the mental will. Right? In yoga, there's a system called koshas, Kosha, and it means like sheath or layers, like a Russian egg. And we've got a physical body layer, a breath body layer, a mental body layer, a wisdom body layer, and an authentic truth and loving layer. Oftentimes, many of us are living solely with the mental body layer trying to dominate the physical body and breath body layer. Mind's going to tell the body what to do. And these practices, this yoga practice of asana, even Tai Chi and Qigong, help us establish a relationship of balance so that the mind is not in charge and that the mind can find some quietude and we can start to listen to how the body speaks. The body speaks in a different way than the mind does. And we have to lend it some validity and some of our listening to say, yep, you're right. I need to hear you. You're a physical body. And hey, breath. Breath has so much wisdom to tell us. And if we would stop and listen, but we're often listening to the mental body space, and our collective mental body space comes up with the should. And that should shows up in all kinds of schedules that don't make sense, schedules that overtax and overexhaust the body. And yet we say that that is the command center instead of listening to what the physical limitations say. No somersault today, Elizabeth. Oh, go me. Oh, all right. Maybe try it out. Put down extra padding today, and maybe just do one itty bitty little one. Or how about this? Find a cross-legged space and just rock backward onto your back and rock forward. That'll be a good enough, a little bit of the play space. But you're right. Bending over onto the neck, that can be scary. Maybe sit in your journaling and look at, that's the discomfort. The discomfort was the fear and the non-trust. And how did I grow today in that? At least recognizing, I get locked in my fear and my trust. I say no instantly. And then you'll grow. The next time, maybe you'll look at it differently. Maybe you're going to draw a hard no. Remember I said safety first. And if we don't feel safe, we can't explore, right? So we have to feel safe first. All right, it's my deep honor to share with y'all. You guys really put a smile on my face today. Really needed it. Peace, go forth, and do great things. Namaste, everyone.